And there's a map up in here I can show you. This might not turn out very well, but we are right here, and we're gonna hike up to the orange trail, which is the Loyalsock trail, go up and around and come back down along this creek, and then back out to the car. Nothing crazy. It's basically like 8 miles worth of hiking. Just an excuse to spend a night in the hammock. And we're still in the situation where in Pennsylvania our trails are open. Just any of our facilities are closed. So this is our current situation. It seems like every state's handling that just a little bit differently, but I'm gonna go get my gear on and we will hit the trail. Okay, we are on our way on the Fern Rock Trail. When you first come on this trail, there is a nice little guide station, and they have trees and different things numbered along the way. So if you hike this trail, you can look at the little reference guide they give you and get the information that corresponds with the number. We have turned off the nature trail. We missed our initial turn, but you're able to follow it further, and there's another trail, because there's a lot of trails in this, like this very specific area of the forest. And there's a old service road too that is used to access some of the trails. So lots of ways to make different loops up here. So it's not the intended loop, but it's still a loop. So far, lots of water on this trail, which, I mean, we're so close to World's End that I'm not too surprised, because the northern part of the link loop is very wet and swampy usually, but this one's a little fun.
Yeah. It's one of these now water crossing.
It's definitely a good time for you to have those sealskins on, huh?
Oh yeah. Takes a while to get from that. Like, yeah, I'm kind of stepping up.
Yeah. I'm still being stubborn and not putting mine on. That was fun. We are now hiking on the Loyalsock, and we're gonna follow this sucker pretty much all the way to camp. I was telling Kurt, I've hiked this part of the Loyalsock, just a very small section of it, and when I did that, it was during a blizzard. I did it as a day hike, where I did roughly a 13-mile loop starting at the World's End State Park, But so the Loyalsock Trail, for anyone that's not familiar with it, it goes through the Loyalsock State Forest of Pennsylvania, and it is a 60-mile one-way trail that runs east to west or west to east. Oh, and they do mileage markers along it, which is kind of cool. So we found a nice unobstructed view. Someone built a nice little camp spot here. Definitely gonna be windy, a little chilly, but that's your view. And if you ask me, that's not so bad. Oh, hey, it has a sign. It's called Alpine View. All right, so there you go. Alpine View. Ooh. That is pretty much a straight drop off.
I'm real tough when you go to that rock.
I won't.
It doesn't look like it's held on that much.
No, from this angle, it definitely doesn't look like it's held on by much. Like, it's definitely a spot to step out onto. But you can see from our angle, there's not a whole lot under it. And we've had some bad luck with the rocks moving around on us today. So, just a few. But yeah. Yeah, a really nice view. I'm enjoying this a lot. This might be lunch. nice little break spot.
Yeah. Trail going up over there. Is that the Loyalsock?
I'm getting into some nice mossy goodness. So it's really windy, but I'm not sure how much you'll be able to hear, but I want to show you guys something. So we're hiking. We're on a lower part of that ridge that we were up on before. So we're slowly getting our way down. But this swampy, muddy trail over there drops down into some little tiny waterfalls. That's awesome, the way that's coming down off of the rocks. And in the back, there's some icicles still there, even though they're in the sun. And the rock over there, the way that broke off, it looks like it's barely stained. I don't know, I always love when you find features like this on the trail. It's not always about the big vistas like that. There are some waterfalls along the Loyalsock, and we should be seeing some as soon as we get down a little further. There is one set that has a ladder that I know of. I don't know if there's multiple sets, but there is an alternative trail if you don't want to use the ladder. I want to use the ladder. Unless it looks like it's garbage and totally unsafe, then. But it's nice that they do give you the option to go around it if you don't feel comfortable using it. Or if, say, a storm happens and it wipes the ladder out, you know you're good. A little rapids. A washed out section of trail. This is all washed out. It might be okay to go down and like down those rocks and over. That's not so bad, but be like really careful right there. That's not very supportive. All in the name of adventure. So this is Road Falls. The ladder was not sketchy at all. Saw Road Falls. Got to use the ladder. So as of right now, that ladder is pretty solid. Doesn't move at all. It is it's good. Looks like it's going to make us climb a little bit more, which I wasn't expecting, but this area is so beautiful. This is Jack's window. Now towards the end of this trail, when you're if you do like the Loyalsock link loop, on that end of it there is Ken's window. So I'm kind of curious the relation of Jack and Ken now. They're like brothers or something. We have found our home for the night. The trail is only right over here. It runs right there. It goes up on that little hill and keeps going. But this is pretty dry land. There's just a little bit of a marshy area over that way, but I don't foresee us getting any kind of rain that'll cause that to be a problem. So we have really nice fire ring set up with benches. We have an abundant water source close by. Now we have everything set up for camp. I'm just relaxing, and sort of like the Pincho Trail, we're at camp really early, but we did about 7.5 miles, which if we stuck to doing the loop as suggested, it would have been like 8 miles. for the whole loop. But yeah, we missed some turns and took some detours, but it's nice because it gave us a longer hike. Got to see more of the area. And we're probably only like 3 miles from the car. And that's if we like hike the original route that we talked about. So we'll see how we feel in the morning. Stick to that original plan or whatever. We've got choices if we want to change it up. But got the hammock all set up. I still have the doors attached, so I have like porch mode with some door coverage because there is a little bit of a breeze, but it's not bad. It started snowing even more. It stopped and everything started to melt, like the snow that was on my tarp melted. Sun came out a little bit. That's awesome. One of the interesting things about getting to camp early and having lots of spare time on your hands, Kurt was joking that we should bring lawn darts with us, and I actually do have waterproof playing cards. I just don't carry them very often, especially in the wintertime. So Kurt, what's the little game you came up with here?
Rock horseshoes. I got a couple similarly shaped rocks. The nice thing about Pennsylvania, you can find twins and put a couple sticks in the ground.
Yeah, it's hard to see, but because you know sticks match everything else, but like right there.
There's a little box around it.
And obviously we can't do like ringers, but we can totally try to get as close as we can without knocking the thing over or breaking it. What's that?
I don't think any of this is going to be super accurate.
No. All right. And we could do like the typical horseshoe scoring thing where it's like oh, I suck at horseshoes. So we need to come up with a name for this now. What's that?
Loyalsock rocks.
Loyalsock rocks. Nice. Alright, yeah, so you just kinda make the most of it and have fun. And this is probably how we're gonna spend the next half hour to hour is playing a game.